Governor Glenn Youngkin is doubling down on his support for President Donald Trump's policies. He believes federal cuts and tariffs will ultimately improve our country, but he admits it could risk Virginia's economy first. And today, Youngkin says to prepare the Commonwealth for any impacts, he's scaling back on the budget by a lot. Our Matthew Torres joins us in the studio. Matthew, in the last couple of hours, you've been hearing from Democrats who are widely criticizing this move.
Yeah, Simone, that's right. Governor Youngkin is calling his decision prudent, sound budgeting. He knows Virginia's finances could be hit big time by federal job losses and trade wars. Tonight, as Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin backs President Donald Trump's policies from tariffs to federal workforce cuts, he acknowledges they could impact Virginia's economy.
As President Trump rightfully resets trade imbalances and restores fiscal responsibility in D.C., there are short-term disruptions.
Youngkin says to prepare for any disruptions, he's making changes to the projected $3.2 billion budget surplus.
The timing of that transition does create a risk to our financial forecast. In other words, we need to create a cushion.
Youngkin is now pulling back $900 million from the budget to set aside as a buffer. Of the 172 amendments to the budget that reached his desk, Youngkin is vetoing 37 items to support the financial cushion, including a child care initiative. The largest chunk of that money would have supported several capital projects for higher education
that are in pre-planning, early planning, or mid-planning that are not moving into construction.
It's impossible to have a negotiation with this governor because his priorities are just constantly shifting and moving around.
Democratic State Senate Majority Leader Scott Servell of Fairfax County is on the Finance Committee. He says the governor should have raised issues about capital projects much earlier.
The kinds of spending that really helps sustain the economy is capital spending because it has a broad impact on infrastructure, materials, jobs, and that sort of percolates through the economy.
Youngkin claims as he reviewed the budget, he realized the cushion was smaller than expected. And to him, capital projects made sense to cut.
But the capital is constructed in the budget in a way it's one item. And therefore, I could only go after the entire item.
And the governor says they are projects that could be reintroduced next year. What did pass the budget include $1.1 billion in tax relief, maternal health, and even more money for public education at $834 million. Simone?
People are just worried about their bottom line and their pocketbooks, of course. Matthew, appreciate your reporting on those numbers for us. Thank you.